This phone belonged to a kid who went missing down here 15 years ago. It belonged to Sam Wofford. Sam and his mom and his dad and his girlfriend arrived at this resort one Christmas night. But then the next morning, he's gone.
What would you guys do if you found a phone like that in the rainforest? Are you the type to ignore it, or would you fall into it like Noah and Emma did?
Well, I don't know. I think it depends on, like, something that I love about that moment is that I think like something obviously like very mystical takes over. Like she almost becomes like possessed. So I don't know, if I got possessed, I'd probably like walk my ass down to a cell phone shop late at night and like see what was what. But I don't know. I would definitely be very curious. I'd probably keep it, sort of collect it like a seagull or something. Not that I collect seagulls, but I mean like how seagulls collect things. Or it's crows. Will, you want to take this? Sorry, Will, you were saying. Go ahead, yeah.
I'd leave it there. I'd be like, I 100% would just leave it there. If I fell off of a bike in the woods and saw a phone from 2007, I'm like, well, ain't nobody using that. And then I'd leave it alone. But,
yeah.
I think that's also probably what Noah would do. He'd probably see that and just be like, dang, that phone is muddy. Woo,
yeah.
Something broke. I hope I'm okay. And then just like leave it.
Right.
But Emma,
and I'd be like, my collection. Yeah, I'd squirrel it.
I'm with you, Cristin. the sort of curiosity would take over.
Yeah.
I think I would fall deep into it. I love finding things and I like things that have stories. And I like researching. Like, yeah, I have like a jacket that my sister found at a flea market and it has my name all over it. And I like deep dived into who that person was. So yeah, I think I'd be all in on it without a doubt.
I'd be intrigued enough to begin the journey, but the second things started getting dicey, I'd probably be like, you know what? It's not, this is for somebody else to figure out.
You mean when people start chasing you down the street, like you're going to think that might be a problem?
That would probably be enough to get me off the trail.
That's fair. I like to think that I would keep going, but I probably wouldn't as well. I would get scared.
You get to the bottom of it.
I don't know, Sky. I get spooked pretty easily.
I have faith in you. Tell me a bit about how you guys came on board with the project and what was it like filming in these like absolutely incredible locations?
Yeah, I mean, I auditioned and I'm so, happy that I was chosen because I really related to Violet and to the script, and I was really excited about the script. And then shooting in Puerto Rico, when I discovered I was going to be shooting there in like wintertime, I was like, all right, this is great. And it was an adventure. There were ups and there were downs, but I think us as a cast were so close. And even though Sky and I had all of our scenes together 99% of the time, we would hang out with everybody. So we'd go to the beach, we'd go camping, we'd go hiking. It felt like summer camp. It felt like college and summer camp all combined. And when we went to the DR, we were all in the same hotel playing games, and so it was amazing.
Yeah, well, to address the first part, I mean, I was a big Andy CR fan and a big Ben Sinclair fan, and Andy had created sort of like a 2 to 3 page document outlining what the show would be, and it just seemed thrilling to be a part of. And then once we got there, yeah, as Nina said, like, you're kind of in this tropical paradise, but you're far from your friends and family and home, and so you kind of like hopefully form a unit, and we very quickly did. And truly, we had so much fun. It was such a great group of people. There wasn't a bad egg in the bunch. And it was really, it felt, yeah, it felt like the journey the characters were on. It was just kind of like increasingly insane and epic and very breakneck pace. And it really was a joy to work on.
Noah and Emma's love story is a unique one. It's almost in reverse, where they sort of almost are at the end of their relationship and sort of bring themselves back into it in ways. What was it like portraying that together, and what was your first date on set together like?
Well, I think that, with like Cristin and I have worked together before. We do have like this kind of shorthand. I think that Cristin's just brilliant and interesting and like centered and organic in everything that she does. And so,
I feel the same about Will.
And so, like, I think that really it's more just sort of letting, when you're working with a person that is as talented as Cristin is, it just sort of makes you lock in and be real and be focused, because what you're getting, is just so interesting and specific that it's like, and also like there's something about, I'm gonna blow up your spot, but it's like there's something about what Cristin does that is just like a touch mysterious, and so you're curious about what's going on, and so like it's it just sort of lends itself to just making interesting choices. And also, like, I think that we've played a couple in distress before, so this feels like another piece of that pie, I guess.
And I feel so similarly about Will. Like, I think because we had this experience too, I mean, not only I think I would feel that way even regardless of that experience, but it certainly helped that like I trust him, like, full stop, implicitly. Is that how you use that word? Implicitly. Yeah. Like, I trust him as a human. I trust him as a scene partner. And so I feel like I can just follow him to the different ends of the earth. And like, I also would get just sort of wrapped up in what he was doing all the time. And it felt so exciting to be able to come to work each day and be like, of course you come with your ideas about what a scene is, but actually like I would be able to do what you're supposed to do, is that I would just watch him and listen and be like moved and stirred by him and just be in this like, I don't know, really beautiful harmony together, even though we're playing like disharmony. It's just, I feel so immensely lucky to work with him again. And also our first scene was when we check in.
Yeah.
When we enter our hotel room.
Yes.
Was our first scene.
Yeah.
Were there any scenes that were particularly difficult to film, whether it be like stunts or just the sort of general what's going on in the scene?
Yeah, I mean, I think towards the end, we have some stuff that is definitely more technical and more just I don't want to spoil anything, but the locations that we're in towards the end were pretty crazy and beautiful, but also like, hot, and also bugs everywhere. They're like, we were shooting in one location and there were like spiders this big, and I am terrified of bugs, and there were like cockroaches. It was like real, but super exciting to do.
Yeah, I think towards the end, as everything kind of builds to a boiling point, like, and some of the most emotional moments of the show, that was all. And again, without giving too much away, like working in really specific physical spaces and kind of just doing crazy stuff while also like the stakes are as high as they ever get emotionally. That was all fun and challenging. And then weirdly, like with anything, I think for me that the most difficult things to film are always the first day or two, even like the simplest things, until you're really able to kind of get comfortable. And like it felt like the beginning, we had a bunch of really smaller like pieces and scenes. And when you're just filming those, it feels like it takes a second to kind of latch on to what you're doing and like tonally what you're doing. And then once you have that first big scene after a couple of days where you can just kind of talk, and you're able to sink in and get comfortable with the character. But on the first day or two of anything, I always feel like I'm floundering a little bit. But then thankfully Nina was very sweet, and I think we were both
floundered together a little bit. I think you're getting to know the crew, and you're getting to know your castmates, and you're getting to know the director and everyone's style. And I think you fall into a little bit of like is this gonna work? Are you sure that I'm right, or whatever? And I think it's normal, and it was great.